You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network, the home of the Options Podcast. For more quality options programs, visit theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app available in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Select programs are also available via live stream at mixlr.com/options-insider. That's mixlr.com/options-insider. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, stocktwits.com/options, facebook.com/The Options Insider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com. The Options Insider Radio Network is sponsored by Fidelity Investments. Fidelity's Option Trade Builder tool can help you confidently build an options trade in 3 simple steps. Just choose a strategy, select a contract, and then review the benefits and risks of the trade. Learn more about Option Trade Builder at fidelity.com/options. Options trading entails significant risk and is not appropriate for all investors. Certain complex option strategies carry additional risk. Before trading options, contact Fidelity Investments by calling 800-544-5115 to receive a copy of the characteristics and risks of standardized options. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC. The options market can be a confusing place. Sorting through the daily avalanche of data, alerts, updates, articles, and analysis to find the most important information is an overwhelming prospect. But now you have help. Welcome to the Options News Rundown, the only program that breaks through the noise to bring you the most important news and information from the world of options. Every day, we bring you the top 5 option stories curated by the options experts at theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in options trading education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's Live Advantage Group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider. And now it's time to break through the noise. It's time for your Options News Rundown.
Welcome to your Options News Rundown for today, Friday, July 12th. My name is Mark Longo, your usual host. Dan Passarelli still on assignment over there at the Market Taker Mentoring Annual Retreat. Make sure you check it out for yourself. Maybe sign up for next year over there at markettakermentoring.com. Meanwhile, let's get started. Coming into the beginning of the session, we're seeing yet another up day on the old street. Most of the major indices still feeling the love from the Powell put that kicked in earlier this week with, of course, Fed Chairman's testimony pretty much implying that they're going to cut rates in the near future at their upcoming meeting at the end of July. CME FedWatch pricing in around a 75% chance for that 25 basis point cut, and indeed almost a 25, about a 22% chance of a 50 basis point cut, which if you listen to earlier shows this week, you realize wasn't even on the table before Wednesday. So the market clearly liking what they're hearing out of Powell and pricing that in accordingly. Coming into today's session, most of the major indices still on the upside and not quite as aggressive as a few sessions ago. S&P up about 0.2%. The NASDAQ up about 1/3 of a percentage point, and the Dow leading the charge today up about 0.5%. Of course, all that green on the screen means VIX cash taking yet another break, well shy of the 13 handle now at about 1260. Kick off the session here today. VIX starting the day also off fairly light from a volume perspective, with just about 200,000 contracts on the tape coming into showtime here, with the ADV about 400,000, so seasonally light as expected, 421,000 at ADV this time of year. By the way, if you like VIX and all things volatility, make sure you tune in to our Volatility Views program, streaming live 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, or of course catch it on demand on your podcast provider of choice. So got to what is trading here on this final session here of the week. We're seeing top 10 most actives right now. Number 10, Baba. It's been floating around the top 10 all week, coming in at number 10 today. About 100,000 contracts on the tape coming in showtime. Number 9, Microsoft. Good old softy, about $1.15 on the tape. Number 8, Snap, with about 118,000. Number 7, Facebook, 119,000. Neck and neck there with Snap. Number 6, Micron, another one, has been floating around the top 10 all week. 131,000 contracts on the tape. Tied with Amazon also at 131,000. Number 4, NVIDIA, 140,000 contracts. Number 3, AMD, 159,000 contracts. Another perennial top 10er this week. Number 2, Apple, always a top 10er, usually a top 3 or if not a top 1. Today, number 2, 182,000. Number 1 on the docket today, Tesla, 197,000 contracts on the tape. The most biased paper out there coming in Snap, with about 76% of the paper coming on the call side of the ledger. Speaking of the aforementioned car company, topping our top 10 here today. It's been a weird 24 hours for Tesla and indeed for Musk. First on the Musk front with Pablo Escobar's brother threatening him and accusing him of stealing the design for the flamethrower that his Boring Company issued infamously a year or so ago. Never a good thing to make an enemy of one of the Escobars out there, which is a strange headline, I think, in any day, let alone coming into today. This, of course, follows on the heels of the news that an employee uploaded the source code for the autopilot to his iCloud account, which we all know, not exactly the most secure thing to do as well. In addition, we saw one of Tesla's largest shareholders come out on an interview with Bloomberg and urge for Musk to take, shall we say, a more measured approach when talking about his targets for production with the electric car maker. He said there are ways for him to be more, quote, fruitful when he talks about the company's upcoming projects. One should, on the whole, try not to give too many targets that may not be attainable, with specific dates at establishment. I don't think one wants sudden reversals of policy. Hope that's not too much to ask for a major shareholder. Of course, none of this has derailed Tesla's momentum back up again to the upside today, up over 4 handles, nearly 2% to about nearly $243. The days of south of the 200 handle seem like a distant memory. Perhaps we can intuit some sentiment from the largest trade going up in Tesla options today. Nearly 10,000, 9,900 of the July 230 puts versus the 250 call spread, a.k.a. a collar if it's against the underlying, or just a bearish risk reversal if it's done by itself. Either way, probably a bearish trade. The 230 puts paper lifting, actually going through the offer 2 cents for $1.77, 9,900 times versus the July 250 calls. Probably selling those. We don't know for sure. We'll have to dig in a little bit. They were 305 at 320 when this trade went up for 312, 9,900 times. Both of those opening over there on the MIAX. If they are a large shareholder, perhaps they're trying to take the opportunity to lock in some profits here right around the 230 level in the stock. Hardly unreasonable given recent movements in Tesla stock. Of course, many of you probably noticed that Twitter went down yesterday. Big news for all of the folks out there on FinTwit, aka the financial side of Twitter, which has grown in reach and scope over the past few years. Of course, now that it's back up, you guys can go play along. Make your voices heard at Options on Twitter. Let us know right now. We're seeing, of course, new highs in the equity markets, equity volatility eroding yet again. So where are you looking to get your volatility fix these days? We gave you 4 choices. We want to know where you're looking these days, and gave you broad complexes. You can trade whatever you want within those. So energy could be WTI, could be USO, pick your poison. Could be the metals, perhaps. So it could be GLD, SLV, the COMEX Gold, futures or options, whatever floats your boat. Crypto, a lot of volatility to be found out there. That could be Bitcoin, ETH, whatever, again, floats your boat out there. Or are you staying with what brought you to the dance? Are you still trading your index volatility, aka your VIX, your spikes, your VXXs, and all that fun stuff? Let us know. At Options is the place to go to make your voice heard. Of course, some of that volatility and indeed a lot of the upside we're seeing in the market today, also driven by renewed reports out of the Labor Department that inflation probably not on the radar, at least not in the near future. The Labor Department reports showing a slowdown in underlying producer prices. Again, a sign that inflation probably going to remain moderate for the near future. That's, of course, in spite of gains, strong gains, actually. Some of the consumer goods and services that they track for the month. that's not enough data for you on this Friday. We also saw data on our trade war with China. The trade surplus, China's trade surplus with the U.S. jumping 12% in the first half of this year. Exports falling about 2.6% in the first half of the year. Imports shrinking over 25% as well. All of that moving pretty much in the wrong direction. It's one of the reasons why this trade war kicked off. Wanting to move trade with China in the right direction, at least for the near term. As things continue to be complicated on the trade war front, it seems like the numbers coming out of China, not exactly a boon to the economy here. But of course, none of that derailing the markets today as they're continuing to put more green on the screen. And of course, my old friend Uncle Mike isn't here, so I'll say it for him. Never in the history of the world has there been a better time to sell at least the Dow than there is today. Dow breaking through a new high, 27,000 for the first time today. So all of you out there who like nice round numbers in your indices, there you go. A nice happy story to end the week on. But our week's not done, not by a long shot. Join us here for Volatility Views, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. And of course, stay tuned to the network throughout the week for more great content. Of course, your daily news rundown, but of course, your option blocks every Monday and every Thursday, noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. You've got your TWIFOs and your TWIFOs, of course, on Thursday, 1:30 p.m. Central, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Volatility Views every Friday, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, as well as great interviews and other programs scattered throughout the week. Stay tuned. The Options Insider Radio Network will keep you covered, and we'll see you back here next week for another Options News Rundown.
The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in options trading education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's Live Advantage Group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider. You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network, the home of the Options Podcast. For more quality options programs, visit theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app available in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Select programs are also available via live stream at mixlr.com/options-insider. That's mixlr.com/options-insider. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, stocktwits.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com. The Options Insider Radio Network is sponsored by Fidelity Investments. At Fidelity, you'll always get a great value for your options trades. And with powerful investing tools that provide clear next steps, plus independent research and a wide range of investment types, we can help you make better trading decisions. Learn more about options trading with Fidelity at fidelity.com/options. Options trading entails significant risk and is not appropriate for all investors. Certain complex option strategies carry additional risk. Before trading options, contact Fidelity Investments by calling 800-544-5115 to receive a copy of the characteristics and risks of standardized options. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.